Vincent, what would be the worst case scenario for you? Would it be relegation? Would it be having the worst points total in Premier League history, which Derby have at the moment? Or would it be giving up your principles?
Giving up? No. So you go one by one. I mean, relegation, I don't think about it. So that's an easy one. Getting the lowest point total, I don't think about it either. And giving up principles, I don't really think about it either. So in those cases, I try and be consistent. So in being consistent, that's also a method. That's also a way to get over moments like this. But I think if you look closely to what we've done from the start to now, adapting is definitely what we've done. So you don't give up. I don't know how you can give up principles, but you adapt. And I think we've really adapted. If you really break down the positions, the performances, we've definitely adapted, but we knew we had to. But you can't come into, also you have to think, you can't come into the Premier League on the back of a season where they've had 101 points. And the first thing you do is say, I don't believe you can do it this way. You know, you have to stress test it first, and then you adapt. And I think we've very clearly adapted, and that's also given us the narrative of the last 3 or 4 games now, you know, that we can't forget that, you know, yeah.
Did I see an adaptation in the game on Saturday, which you should have won easily?
Yeah.
Where
I'm not sure easily. We're
no,
not there yet.
You had so much of the ball. It was crazy, and they were standing off you. But I got the impression that you had gone slightly Dyche, if you know what I mean. There was a much stronger kind of midfield attitude towards it, holding the ball more, because you talk frequently about how you want your players to play and express themselves. I mean, is that the kind of change we're seeing?
No,
or is that only in certain games or certain moments?
No, I think, first of all, realistically, 90%, I don't think I'm being shocking when I say 90% of the teams in this league have got squads where they've invested over the years that much that you have to respect the quality of players they have. And that was the same with West Ham. And so I don't see many games where that's not going to be the case. The second thing is, the possession reputation comes from the fact that we were the better team in the championship. That's where it comes from. But in so many press conferences, I've tried to make it a point that we were actually. I'm naturally an aggressive mind. I was an aggressive player. I put that at it's such an important thing for me. And last season we were so good as well in those moments. Just the difference is we were better than other teams, so we had more of the ball. This season, whether we have the ball or not, sometimes it's not decided by us. But the point I'm trying to making is, when you don't have the ball, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be like the West Ham game. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't, because the Palace game was good as well. The Arsenal game as well. We got done on 2 set plays against Arsenal, but you know, it's what wasn't there at the start of the season. That's definitely fair to say. But it's always something that we had in the period before this season, and hopefully we've recovered it now. It's something that was missing, that we lost maybe because of lack of cohesion or whatever. But it was always going to get back to that.
And finally from me, do you concern yourself at all about your own reputation as a manager? I mean, what you did as a player stands alone, and you did fine when you were in Belgium. Then you get an amazing promotion. But the figures may well say, Vincent, that you've gone down with a small number of points. Does that concern you at all?
There's 25 games left. Just give me a chance.
No, I'm not trying to have a go at you. We all want to see you do well, but
thank you.
The reality is, statistics are statistics and figures are figures.
Yeah, but that's exactly what you said is also right. Statistics are the statistics. You know, to me, that's not why I'm doing the job. And if I wanted to take away the risk of this happening, then, you know, maybe you make different choices in life. For me, I'm in it for everything that goes with it. And I tell you what, no matter what happens, when the story gets written, however many years from now, this is just a part of it, and I believe in myself a lot as well. That's the truth of it all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn. James, just finally.
Hi, Vincent.
Hi.
Figures released last week said that in English football, less than 9% of senior coaching hires were black, Asian, or mixed heritage.
In the whole of English football.
English football, yeah, professional football. When you consider that football is the most popular sport in the world, and you probably don't need those figures, you just look around and you can see the lack of diversity. You know, how can that be?
It's difficult to say. I mean, you'd like to think that that over the time this is going to evolve, you know. But I've always made the point more clearly about, and I think in this day and age it's even more important what I'm saying on this topic. I've always made it more about what is the diversity in a boardroom, the levers of power.
But it's less than 9% of leadership figures as well.
Yeah. So the coaching after that, you know, you give the job to the best people, you know. But I think the diversity where it's really needed, it's where the power really is, because that's what really affects everything we're doing. If you have a boardroom that's diverse, you can't brush things under the carpet. These things will get solved. If you have 15 applications and management and board have got opinions from very different walks of life, then usually you can't just brush it under the carpet. And it goes to everything. Like if you have a boardroom that is, I don't know how your media organizations are structured at the moment, but if the boardroom is filled with people who have hippie beliefs, the chances are that the narrative you'll be writing is much more closer to those beliefs. And especially today, where you get put into, you have to choose black or white, you have to choose pro this or against this, you know. I think once you have a little bit of diversity, you'll get much more closer to the truth. So that the reality is, yes, there isn't enough, but the truth is that's only what we see. What's behind it is so much more important to bring balance. And when it's balanced, it's going to be more fair. And when it's more fair, it's going to take a little bit of pressure away from the whole debate as well, I think.
And can I just ask, as a player in the dressing room, was there an imbalance between black players who showed ambition or spoke about wanting to be managers, coaches, to white players? Because obviously we see far more white players come through. But
no, I've never seen that. No. I've seen from people from every origin wanting to be coaches or not, you know. I've never noticed that.
Yeah, so they're just not getting the chances then.
No.